Namaste. Whatever you do, you need to have passion, right? Passion is very important. And in this podcast, I have talked about nakshatras that are highly passionate by nature. And these nakshatras are addressed as Ugra Nakshatras. Ugra Nakshatras are not bad. It all depends on the environment and situation in which these are the natives born with this nakshatra fall. So try to understand that there is nothing like good or bad in this world. Everything is situational. Everything is situational. There is nothing called right or wrong. That's why the great Sufi saint Rumi says that I'll meet you there where there is no right and no wrong. In that space, in that field, I will meet you. So there is nothing like right and wrong. It all depends on situation. And that is why Ugra Nakshatras can do extremely well when they fall in a very difficult situation, because they can fight back. So in this podcast, I have talked more about Ugra Nakshatras. And then there is a beautiful story of Saint Tulsidas, the saint who met Lord Hanuman and Lord Rama in person. So let's begin with this podcast, and I am sure that you all will learn more about Ugra Nakshatras and how they can become useful. So let's begin. Bharani, Maga, Purva Falguni, Purva Ashadha and Purva Bhadrapada are Ugra Nakshatras. Nakshatras are specific energies, and every energy has a certain nature. Some energies, that is nakshatras, are soft by nature. Some nakshatras are sharp by nature. Some are swift by nature. Some are tender by nature. Some are movable by nature. Some are fixed by nature. Some are mixed by nature, while some are ferocious by nature. In this podcast, I am going to talk on the ferocious nakshatras, that is, the Ugra Nakshatras. In Sanskrit, ferocious is addressed as Ugra, and so the most ferocious Ugra Nakshatras of our galaxy are the nakshatra of Bharani, Maga, Purva Falguni, Purva Ashadha and Purva Bhadrapada. Interestingly, out of these 5 Ugra Nakshatras, 3 nakshatras are ruled by Venus. Bharani, Purva Falguni and Purva Ashadha are ruled by Venus, and all of these 3 fall in the category of Ugra Nakshatras, meaning ferocious nakshatras. Mohan asked, how come nakshatras ruled by Venus are addressed as Ugra, ferocious nakshatras? I laughed at Mohan's question. He always asks good question. I said, what happens when your girlfriend or wife is mad at you? Mohan said, when my wife is mad at me, she becomes very violent and aggressive and can even kill me. Whenever she is angry and mad at me, she takes the avatar of Durga, the ferocious goddess who killed the Asuras. I said, Mohan, Venus is just like your wife. Venus represents the feminine Shakti. And whenever a female is wronged by the society, whenever someone cheats a female, whenever someone mistreats a female, she attains the avatar of Durga. And then her anger can burn up the whole universe. Such is the nature of Venus, that if it is in love, it is very soft and tender. And if it is wronged, then it can show its ferocious avatar. Mohan said, I now understand that why all the three nakshatras of Venus are addressed as ferocious, Ugra, by the ancient seers, because a woman can become ferocious if wronged by the society. And so it is not that a man and woman born on any of these three nakshatras of Venus are always ferocious or Ugra. It is only when they are wronged by the society that their passive, ferocious nature becomes active, and then nobody could stop them. Then they become revengeful, and they stop only when they are done with their revenge. Whenever a planet falls in Ugra or ferocious nakshatra, it becomes wild and ferocious. Moon in Bharani, moon in Purva Falguni, moon in Purva Ashadha, or moon in Purva Bhadrapada is a sign that the native can become ferocious if wronged by others. So people born with moon in Ugra Nakshatra generally will not tolerate injustice and will rebel for the larger interest of the society. Many freedom fighters are born with moon in Ugra Nakshatras. Moon in Ugra Nakshatras gives you the power to face all kinds of difficult situations in life and overcome all the obstacles in life. If a man or a woman is born with the moon in Ugra Nakshatra, then such a person will definitely make his way no matter how difficult is the journey. Ugra Nakshatras are bold and adventurous by nature. A sexy, good-looking woman born with the moon in Ugra Nakshatra can actually do well in modeling industry, and if she has good placements signifying acting skills, then she can also become a successful actress. Similarly, a handsome man with the moon in Ugra Nakshatra can do well in action-packed movies. He can emerge as an action hero. Such a man or woman can also become good sports person. Also, moon in Ugra Nakshatra is excellent for those who aspire to make a career in police force or military force, since these professions also require aggressive, ferocious, bold attitude. Ugra Nakshatra natives may struggle in jobs where there is absolutely no action, no adventure, no movement, no spice, and no drama. And so generally, professions such as lawyer, doctor, actor, actress, modeling, police force, military force, professions where there is something new happening every day, is suitable for Ugra Nakshatra natives. Ugra Nakshatra natives are highly sexual and their sex drive is very high. If they don't get the necessary sexual satisfaction from their partner, then they may not hesitate to find someone else who can satisfy their ever-growing sexual urge. When it comes to spiritual path, the Ugra Nakshatra does well. Since to walk on the spiritual path, you need to have the courage and daring and the never give up attitude. Only a man or a woman who has the spirit of a warrior can succeed on the spiritual path. And a warrior is always ferocious like a lion. Ugra means ferocious. And so Ugra Nakshatra are helpful when it comes to progressing on the spiritual path. Paramahans Yogananda was born with Magha moon and Magha ascendant. Magha is a Ugra Nakshatra. Magha is ruled by Ketu, the disconnector and the source of detachment. And Magha falls in the sign of Sun, Leo, the one who burns all that which makes no sense and adds no value to your life journey. It is found that the more spiritual you are, the more you also have a very high sexual drive. This is because the sex energy is what needs to rise upwards. And when it starts rising upwards, it starts transforming into spiritual energy. That is why one who is highly spiritual was once highly passionate as well. Saint Tulsidas is one good example. He loved his wife so much. He was a passionate lover. He could not tolerate the absence of his wife for even one night. It is said that once when Tulsidas had gone to Hanuman temple, his wife Ratnavali went to her father's home with her brother. When Tulsidas learned of this, he swam across the Yamuna river in the night to meet his wife. Ratnavali chided Tulsidas for this and remarked that if Tulsidas was even half as devoted to God as he was to her body of flesh and blood, he would have been redeemed. Tulsidas left her instantly and left for the holy city of Prayag. Here he renounced the Grihastha ashram, the householder's life stage, and became a sadhu. After renunciation, Tulsidas spent most of his time at Varanasi, Prayag, Ayodhya, and Chitrakoot, but visited many other nearby and far off places. He travelled across India to many places, studying different people, meeting saints and sadhus, and meditating. It is said that Tulsidas was one of those few fortunate saints who was able to meet Lord Hanuman and Lord Rama in person, face to face. And the story is interesting. Tulsidas used to offer water to a peepal tree, and on this peepal tree there was a pretatma, meaning a ghost. And this pretatma was always thirsty for water. And so whenever Tulsidas would offer water to the peepal tree, this pretatma's thirst was quenched. And so one day this pretatma appeared in Tulsidas' dream and said, I am very happy because you offer water to me every day. And so now I want to give you something in return. Ask anything and I will fulfill your wish. Tulsidas said, my wish is to meet Lord Rama in person. The ghost said, that is not in my limit. However, Hanuman can help you fulfill this desire. Tulsidas said, but where will I find Hanuman? The ghost smiled and said, Hanuman comes every day in the form of a leper. He sits and listens to your beautiful discourse every day, and then he leaves. Tulsidas was very happy. The next day, when he started with his discourse, he waited for that leper. And when the discourse was over, he rushed towards that leper. The leper started walking briskly into the forest, but Tulsidas ran behind him. His feet started bleeding because the path was full of thorns and sharp rocks. But he continued to chase the leper and finally got hold of him and bowed before him and said, I know you are Lord Hanuman. Please show me your real avatar. The leper smiled and appeared in his original form of Lord Hanuman. Tulsidas could not control his feelings. He started crying with joy. He started dancing with joy. He was so much touched by this greatest moment of his life that he could not understand what to do next. Lord Hanuman touched him and Tulsidas calmed down. He then asked, "What is your wish, Tulsidas?" Tulsidas said, "Now that I have met you, I want to meet Lord Rama in person." Hanuman smiled and said, "For that you have to travel to Chitrakoot." Tulsidas traveled to Chitrakoot Dham, and after many days, Lord Rama appeared before him in the form of a small child. Hanuman gave a hint to Tulsidas that the small child was Lord Rama, and it is said that the child applied sandalwood paste on Tulsidas' forehead and on his forehead as well, and then disappeared. So you see, a passionate husband who loved his wife immensely transformed into the most devoted disciple of Lord Rama and became a renowned saint of 15th century. So passion can transform into something so beautiful, so spiritual. So Ugra Nakshatra natives are not bad. It just signifies that there is a lot of fire in them, a lot of passion in them, and depending on the quality of their birth chart and their inclination towards spirituality, they can manifest into someone as beautiful as Saint Tulsidas. Enough for today. Tomorrow I will talk on Tikshna Nakshatras. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.